Pubco Studios in Oklahoma City. This is an OU update with Jason Kersey. I'm Jenny Carlson. Jason, after the loss at TCU last weekend, I think a lot of people questioning Trevor Knight, the play calling around him. But it'd be one thing to look back, but it's pretty important to start looking forward because tough games remain starting this week, the big rivalry game against Texas. So what needs to happen for Trevor Knight to play at a more highly consistent level moving forward?
Well, I think there are issues with his accuracy. I think there are times when he locks on one receiver. I think there are times when he's impatient in the pocket. And the fact that he has 5 touchdowns against 5 interceptions, which really isn't where OU wants its quarterback to be 5 games into the season. But again, like you said, I also think there are issues with the play calling. Against TCU, there was a point when he was not throwing the ball well, and they kept throwing it. They kept calling pass plays. And sometimes it seems like they're trying to turn Trevor Knight into something that he's not, and I think that could be a problem if they don't fix that.
Well, that inconsistency throwing the ball, the only guy in the Big 12 that's worse completion-wise is Kansas's quarterback. So really, Trevor down towards the bottom of those completions. And you mentioned locking on a receiver, a guy that he's really become accustomed to locking on is Sterling Shepard. For good reason, Sterling's a great player, but you asked Trevor about that. Has he become too reliant on Sterling Shepard?
I don't think so. He had most of our catches this Saturday, but he did a great job of getting open, and he made some competitive plays as well. Duran had some huge plays, especially that go ball down the sideline there at the end of the half, and KJ did a good job of getting open. We didn't hit him as much as we wanted to, but those guys are doing a really good job. Sterling's coming up with some big plays because he's a big-time player, and so we're going to keep attacking him because he does a good job of that.
Well, obviously, if Sterling Shepard's running wide open, there's a good chance that Trevor Knight and any other quarterback is going to try to throw it to him. But the depth behind him has really become an issue. What is the option? What are the fixes potentially for a wide receiver core that looks thin behind Sterling Shepard?
Well, it starts with Duran Neal, and he's had a couple 70-yard games, including against TCU. But he hasn't been consistent enough. He drops too many passes. And this is a guy that's in his 3rd year, and I think a lot of people thought he was going to contribute as a freshman. That's why he didn't redshirt. And he just has not come as far along as I think people thought he would. The talent is there, obviously, because he still sometimes makes really good plays. KJ Young, redshirt freshman that started in the slot, I think he's made some good plays, good competitive plays on 3rd down. But he's got to do more. And then I think you got to look at the true freshmen like Jeffrey Mead and Micaiah Quick. Those are a couple guys that they have chosen, obviously, not to redshirt because they think that they can contribute. And somebody else is going to have to step up.
Well, and we talk about wide receivers, but there's also tight ends and running backs, which with Keith Ford's injury, that sort of hurt the pass catching out of the backfield a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Keith Ford's injury, I think, contributes to the struggles in the pass game more than people realize. This is a guy who can make a lot of plays out of the backfield, and he did make a lot of plays out of the backfield the first couple weeks, and I think having him back will take a lot of pressure off Trevor.
All right, thanks, Jason. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.